90% of Americans will die within a year if the power grid fails. Most won't even survive the first 72 hours. Here is why. The lights go out. It's a Friday night, and you think it's just a local glitch, but this is the start of the end of the world as you know it. In modern America, we live in a bubble of just-in-time delivery. Your grocery store only has 3 days of food on the shelves. Your local gas station relies on electric pumps that are now dead silent. Within the first 4 hours, the realization sets in. The ATMs aren't spitting out cash, and your credit card is a useless piece of plastic. Think about the psychological impact. In a society that hasn't faced a true domestic famine in a century, the panic will be instantaneous. By the 6-hour mark, the polite facade of civilization begins to crack. People who were your friendly neighbors this morning are now looking at their empty pantries and their hungry children. The grocery stores won't just be empty, they will be battlegrounds. If you're standing in line at a Walmart when the realization hits, you are already in the kill zone. The domino effect of a grid collapse moves faster than any government response. The water in your pipes? It's pressurized by electric pumps. Once the backup generators at the water plant run out of diesel, usually within 12 to 24 hours, your taps go bone dry. You are now in a concrete desert with millions of thirsty, desperate people. Most people will make their first fatal mistake by trying to wait it out, or worse, trying to flee too late. If you live in a major city like New York, LA, or Chicago, the highways will become parking lots within 2 hours. You cannot drive out of a collapse. Your car is a metal coffin in a 100-mile traffic jam. As night falls on day one, the city transforms. Without streetlights, the darkness is absolute. This is where the predator versus prey dynamic begins. Most people will instinctively try to find light. They'll light candles, they'll turn on high-powered flashlights. This is suicide. In a blackout, light is a beacon that says, "I have resources." If you can see out your window, others can see in. The darkness is your only protection, yet most will throw it away out of fear. You'll hear the sounds of the city changing, the distant breaking of glass, the shouting, the sirens that eventually stop because the emergency services are overwhelmed and abandoning their posts to protect their own families. By the end of the first 24 hours, the thin line between order and anarchy has been completely erased. You aren't just fighting a blackout, you are fighting a total systemic reset of human behavior. The grid is down and the streets are burning, but you're still here. Now let's talk about how you stay that way. Water is your new god. In a grid-down scenario, the very thing that sustains life becomes your greatest vulnerability. The second the lights flicker, before you even check your phone or look out the window, you must run to the bathtub. Every second counts. You need to fill that tub, every sink, every cooking pot, and every plastic bin you own. A standard bathtub holds between 40 to 60 gallons of pressurized water that is already in your pipes. Once that pressure drops, and it will, usually within minutes of the pumps failing, that water is gone forever. But here is the secret the amateurs don't know. Don't drink it straight. As the pressure in the municipal lines vanishes, groundwater, dirt, and even raw sewage can seep through old pipe seals. You must treat every drop as if it's contaminated. This is where your lifesaver tools come in. A $20 Sawyer squeeze or a life straw isn't just a gadget, it's a portal to survival. It filters out 99.9% of bacteria and protozoa. If you don't have a filter, you have to boil. But boiling requires fire, and fire creates smoke. Smoke tells the hungry exactly where you are. Your goal is to be a ghost, and ghosts don't leave smoke trails. Now let's implement Blackout Protocol. Your home must become a silent, dark fortress. In a total blackout, a single ray of light from a standard flashlight can be seen for miles. It's an invitation for a desperate mob to knock on your door. Most people will instinctively reach for candles or white LED lanterns because they fear the dark.
That fear is a death sentence. You must seal your windows. Use duct tape and heavy, dark blankets. If you can afford it, Mylar emergency blankets taped over the glass will also reflect heat back into the room, keeping you warm without a heater. Once the windows are sealed, switch all your lighting to red LEDs. Why red? Red light has a longer wavelength, it doesn't ruin your natural night vision, and it's significantly harder to detect from a distance. While your neighbors are stumbling in the dark or signaling their location with bright white camping lights, you will be moving silently in the shadows. You can see them, but they can't see you. This is the stealth mindset. You aren't hiding because you are weak, you are the apex predator of information. Let's talk about food. The biggest mistake people make is trying to cook a last meal on a charcoal grill or a gas stove. The smell of frying meat or boiling pasta is a dinner bell that travels for blocks in the stagnant air of a dead city. In a high-stakes survival situation, you eat cold. You eat high-calorie, shelf-stable fuels, peanut butter, canned beans, jerky, and RMEs. These require zero fire and leave zero scent trail. Your body under the stress of a collapse is a furnace. It will burn calories twice as fast as normal. You need to maintain a steady intake to keep your brain sharp. A sharp brain makes good decisions. A hungry brain makes desperate, fatal mistakes. Keep your waste sealed in heavy-duty trash bags. In a grid-down world, hygiene is a tactical necessity. If you get a staph infection or dysentery when the hospitals are closed, you are a dead man walking. Stay clean, stay fed, and stay silent. Finally, your most powerful weapon isn't a knife or a firearm, it's information. A simple battery-powered or hand-crank shortwave radio is your only link to reality. While the masses are staring at dead TV screens and praying for a signal that isn't coming, you will be scanning the ham bands and emergency weather frequencies. You will know which bridges are barricaded, which sectors are rioting, and where the military is setting up distribution points. You are no longer guessing. You are operating on intelligence. As the 72-hour mark approaches, the initial shock wears off and the new normal begins. The weak have been filtered, and the desperate have become dangerous. By staying quiet, staying hydrated, and staying informed, you have already outlasted 90% of the population. Survival is a game of calories, water, and shadows. Don't wait for the lights to go out to find your resolve. Start your prep today. Subscribe to this channel, because in the world of the blackout, knowledge is the only battery that never dies. Stay dark. Stay ready.